Right, there we are. We're all squared away. You mean somebody was actually sleeping here last night? Really? I can't believe that. No. There's not a trace. Well, it's unbelievable. Somebody actually slept there. Yeah. Blimey. Well, that's the way to do it. Right, good morning. Well, we had a rather nice night on the river bank. Noise from the weir was a little louder. I did hear it quite a bit, you know, when you wake up and all you can hear is the noise. But it wasn't too bad. I did sleep quite well. I was up a couple of times, but the alarm still woke me up this morning, so that's a good sign. So alarm went off at 5:25. I'm up, had a coffee, tidied up everything, sorted my gear out, and I'm back on the water, and it's now 6:15. So this is the plan, to be out early. At the moment I've caught the wind off guard because it hasn't actually realised that I'm paddling, so no doubt it will notice me soon enough. Flow here again on this section. Yes, the reeds are making the river narrower and building it up. I also suspect we're getting nearer to the next step. The last thing I want to do is jump out and push it, so I'm going to have to just muscle the way up. That's the weir. This is the portage. Cattawade weir. Nice little short one this, so that was very easy. I canoed up into that side there and just a simple walk round here. There is something very beautiful about being on a river early in the morning. Quite a lot of wildlife, all the usual suspects, but yeah, it's just really nice, especially now the sun has decided to have a little peek out, which is good. So I've got a bird of prey there which has caught my attention. Oh, that's a red kite with a forked tail. I have not been on this part of the river at all, so I've no idea what to expect. So, you know, but that's why it's called an adventure, isn't it? Going into your unknown. You certainly do get to see the countryside from a completely different perspective when you're in a canoe. Because you can drive around the roads as much as you like, but you won't get these views. And even walking is quite difficult because a lot of this is obviously private land as such, farmers' fields and meadows and all that kind of thing. It's all private. It's been here for millions of years. It'll be here for millions of years when those people are dead and gone, but it's still private. Right, we're now at Mill Weir, so we are certainly marching along this morning. I think this is the 1, 2, 3, third, might be the fourth portage of the day. So yeah, we're doing quite well. I'm guessing the next stop is Cornard, so press on. I'll tell you what though, that seems to be a lovely spot here. The Heady Mill itself, yeah, obviously private grounds, but they look amazing. But just here across the water we've got a pub called the Henny Swan, which does look like it might be a really nice place to, probably can't appreciate it, but that's there's got all picnic benches out by the river, complete with its own gun turret. And then next to that we've got paddle company, canoe and kayak hire. Telegraph pole with lots of funny faces on it. We're watching you. Wow, we're now approaching Cornard Lock. We have made a pretty good time. So let's find the portage point. And then look and see what the time is. Portage, right, 75 metres. This looks like an awkward little bugger. There we are. We have landed. Well, it's been a lovely paddle so far today. It's just checked the time, it's 8:30 when I left Cornard Lock, so that's not bad going. So I'm guessing next stop is Sudbury, and then beyond that to Brundon Mill, and that'll be the end of my upstream journey. It's been quite good today. There was only some really fast water just below Lamarsh Weir. Other than that, it's been very easy going actually. So it won't be long, another couple of hours or so, I'll be able to turn around and just take my time going downstream. I'm not really looking forward to that. Obviously it's not much of a challenge, is it? It'll be bloody lovely. I think I'll be able to afford to take a few more stops on the way. I've been sort of carefully looking really all the time I've been paddling, just for potential camp spots and looking out for obstacles in the water. And so I didn't actually check them out. I don't know how far up here Sudbury is. I sort of rather got the impression that it's not that far, but only time will tell. I'll find out soon enough. Looking at the map won't make me get there any quicker, will it? So, all I've really got to do is just follow this river and that'll take me to where I want to go. Right, well I think I'm at the end of the road. I've just been up there under those trees and around quite a way up there, and then fallen trees stopped my progress. The river split in two here, so I wasn't sure which way to go, but the split back there went to somewhere called the swimming pools. So yeah, I have done. So all what's left now is to paddle back. And I'd best slow down a bit, because otherwise, if I'm not careful, I'll be back by tonight. So yeah, I'm going to have to take a lot more time. I think it's a Ship's Meadow or something here it's called. It's quite a nice area. There's been quite a few people walking here. Yeah, nice spot. You can hear the bells in the background. So lovely. So I'm going to jump in and just make my way just a little bit further. So I will see you downstream. bring you back in. You can see what I've been, what I had to paddle up. You can see it is, it's got a bit of flow on it around this bit. But I'll tell you what, it's bloody lovely now going downstream, it really is. Absolutely fantastic. Now there is a few low branches here, and I know how keen you are to dive out of the boat, but please don't do it now, because you're not tethered. Which is why you're in the middle. If you're going downstream, it's less about having to worry about building up any speed. You're just going with the flow. All you've got to do is just try and steer the thing, because these fast currents do want to just take you all over the place. All right, lads. Yeah, you caught much? You are on a video, yeah, you'll be famous. On YouTube. Yeah, I've just had a chance to have a closer look at the map, and yes, I was on the right part of the river. There is the mill is a bit further up that piece I was trying to navigate, and I had battled my way up under many fallen trees and ran all kinds of obstacles in fast flowing water, but I came up against one tree that I couldn't get past, and the current was quite strong, and I wasn't actually 100% sure whether I was on the right path. I decided to call it quits there, so I almost made it to Brundon Mill. Anyway, I think we'll call that a win. Cattawade to Sudbury and almost to Brundon Mill in a day and about 3.5 hours, 4 hours maybe. Yeah, I'll settle for that. Mighty fine effort, even if I do say so myself. I have got a trumpet, someone's got to blow it. So now it's almost deflating, because I've achieved a fairly monumental task. And now all I've got to do is just paddle back. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I didn't start off from here and just paddle one way, because I would have been done in no time, and I would have been quite disappointed, I think. Yeah, but a 3-day adventure, I've done it in a day and a bit. So yeah, but now I'm going to really take my time. Oh, seems like a nice place to stop for a bath. Be even nicer if it was a bit warmer. Let's see. The old pump still work? I think that needs a bit of grease on the seal. Oh well, never mind. That's a bit too cold for a bath anyway, but yeah. Perhaps would have been nice. Right, back up the water. think while I'm here, I'm going to just decant some of this water out. I took the opportunity in Sudbury to make a quick dash to Waitrose and picked up 5 litres of water, so now I've got tons of water. I'll probably have a bath with it. But I want to get it in there. I also picked up a bottle of that for later on as well. A little treat, being I've done so well. So I'll fill my 2 bottles up with water here. Because one of the things that I am really, really bad at, and that is doing nothing. I can't bear to be sat around doing nothing, so as soon as I get on the water I'm pushing to get to somewhere else. But I need to stop that because otherwise I'll be at the end before we know it. And that won't be any good. Just stopped at one of the numerous gun turrets along this stretch of the river and thought I'd have a coffee while I'm here, since I've now got tons of water. It's just gone 1 o'clock, so yeah, I've been trying to take it as steady as I can, but I'm still getting a lot further than I really want to, so right, we're back at Lamarsh Weir. Doesn't seem that long ago that we were here. Right, let's go for a little drag. It's only short and it's on grass, so I don't mind dragging a canoe along this, as long as there's no stones or metal particularly. But no, this is pretty good surface, so saves taking out every last thing and then having to carry it. Right, so be careful with this step bit here. Oh, the sun's come out for a moment. It's quite nice because when I was having that coffee around that gun placement, that was jolly cold, and then some. Which is why I've got my coat on. Because yeah, it wasn't very pleasant at all. This portage was only just built for 16-foot 1-inch canoes, clearly, because that just fits. Only just. But I suppose only just is enough. This section down here was particularly hard work on the way up. So I'm hoping now that I can reap the rewards for all that hard work and have a nice little paddle downstream with the current. That'll be rather nice. Sure as hell it's not nice to going down. All I have to do is steer it. Oh, it's a kingfisher. I have seen quite a few kingfishers. There was one at Henny Mill. I could see the hole in the bank where he was nesting. It's like an old iron footbridge. Must be some footpath, I would imagine. And then we've got a train bridge. This has got a fairly serious flow on it. It was bloody hard work getting up. You're lucky my little camera has got a thing on it called horizon balancing. So no matter what the angle is, it does try and maintain the horizontal horizon, which is quite good when you're in a canoe, because otherwise you would be rather seasick, I fancy. Because this is rocking around like I couldn't. I think the next stop is where I spent my night, down at the weir with a little chute in the middle. I still haven't made up my mind whether I want to run it or not. That kingfisher's just flown down the river again. There's sort of quite a big difference in water levels each side of it, and I imagine this canoe will just float down it without any issues, but there's always that question mark in the back of your mind as to quite what will happen. So yes, I'm still considering it at the moment. I reckon that willow tree would make a lovely camp spot. Ah, as long as there's no cows. Oh shit. I must say I did enjoy the Lamarsh Weir. I wasn't quite sure how that was going to pan out because there was a rather large difference in water levels, and I know if you put these up on their nose they can get very tippy, so yeah, I wasn't sure, but it it was absolutely nothing to worry about at all. It was, yeah, it was pretty smooth actually. A lot more so than I expected, so that gives me a bit more confidence to tackle the Langham Flume and the little rapid after it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be giving that a go. But I think that will be enough excitement for the day, so I'll save that for tomorrow. What do you think of this new camera angle? I've just dreamt this one up. That's rather cracking, isn't it? Something a bit different. Yes, the sun has been out and then back in again, and it's quite dark clouds out at the moment. But the forecast did say after about 4 o'clock we might get a few more sunny periods, so there is hope. Hello there. You all right? Yeah, very good, thank you. Thank you. I have no idea whether Bures has any form of fast food or takeaway. Ideally a fish and chip shop. I might just have a little Google patch, because if there is something, you know, I could easily be tempted to have a little substantial hot meal. Still got one dehydrated meal and I've still got that heel. But, so I mean, I'm not going to starve. But it's funny how you always seem to fancy something you haven't got. Isn't that just life? Yes, indeed. That does seem to pretty much sum up life, I think. Being chased by a particularly angry swan, but by the time I got the camera set up, he's given up. Alright, I think we might be approaching my least favourite portage on the whole of the Stour. If you recall, this is the very awkward one, down a flight of stairs into a ditch underneath a gantry that they've put in right in the wrong place. Which has made it particularly awkward. I'm surprised I'm here that's this fast, to be honest. If there was any way of running this weir, I certainly would, but unfortunately there's a big steel gate there that says I can't. Can't even find the portage at the moment. Where is it? There it is. So it must be here somewhere. There's enough signs warning you about it. We're in the ditch. Just got to successfully negotiate this bit here. Just got to watch out because there's a stick on this side. I remember from the way up here. And then we're through. Watch the posts on this side. Yes. Goodbye to Bures Mill. I obviously don't expect many people to be going upstream. Well, who would really? How many people would be going upstream? Well, a very stupid thing to do. Now, as I recall, about the next 2 miles has got some crazy flow on it. It did when I was on the way up here. I don't expect that's changed much. So I did work up the sweat and then some. I must have burnt 2,000 calories, I think, trying to get up here. It was a monumental effort. But so far it appears quite calm. I wonder whether it's just my luck that they'd actually had opened the weir up, because so far it's not got much flow on it at all. Yeah, I think this is where the flow was. I don't know if that's as bad as it was yesterday, but it's certainly flowing down here at a fair pace. I'm sure it'd feel an awful lot worse the other direction. The next few bends were particularly bad, so we'll see. So I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I'm sure whether I'm going to be in the hooped bivvy again or whether I'm going to be in the hammock. That all depends on where I find, I suppose. So it's sort of quite exciting in a way, not knowing what's going to happen. Keeps you on your toes. Must admit, I have had the odd occasion where I thought I'd end up sleeping in the bloody canoe, which hasn't actually happened as yet, but there's always time. I saw that on the way up here, I thought that's a nice spot, but we're a bit too soon to be stopping really. When I was in Weirs, that's 3:30, so I doubt it's even 4:30 yet. I can't stop this early. The nights are long enough as they are without stopping this sort of time of day. So we'll just take our time. Yeah, it's quite a tight little section through here. Oh, a couple of wagtails. Got a bit of a shock. Lovely, look at those. I must admit that is quite fun going down something with a bit of flow on it. Don't normally get to experience this very often. I expect that's going to be the same as yesterday. Be past loads of places and then when I want somewhere, I'm going to struggle to find one. I don't know whether that log was there on my way up. It's causing a bit of a jam. That's it. Oh, just... I managed to save you from the branches, but I got myself in the right muddle now. Oh, bugger. Right. Going down backwards. Right, this should be a wide enough bit here to turn us round. It's all good practice. The swan is down there, he's probably thinking, what are you doing? Right, I think we're now recovered to the situation. I was so determined to lean forward and pick up all those branches that were going to take you off, and yeah, got in a bit of bother. Still no harm done. Yeah, that was one of the fastest flowing bits. That was a hardship getting up there, and I think there's another one now coming as well. So you see, I wasn't making it up. There was a lot of flow here, and paddling a fairly big old thing like this up here was no joke. I haven't said that, it does flow through the water nicely, but it's 16 foot long, so it's quite a monster. Be up here on them little tiny 6 foot wide, 6 foot long kayaks. Yes, as I was saying, so yeah, I was reading a board down there earlier about all these obstructions they make into the river. And apparently that's for the diversity of wildlife and to promote the healthier fish and loads of other jargon like that. Now I may be missing a point here somewhere, but I'd have thought diversity of wildlife and the health of the fish would be greatly improved if they stopped pumping raw sewage into the river, because that seems to be one of the number one things. And aside from that, obviously all the runoff from the fields and the stuff that the farmers use, they seem to be doing a lot more harm than putting a little island in to speed the water flow up does. Isn't going to remedy that, not in my book. But like I said, I've probably got it wrong, as is often the case. I think I have, by some good fortune, managed to pick the perfect time to do this. Doesn't always happen like that. I don't want you to think I've actually planned it. There it is, that's the branch. There's only just enough room for a wide canoe to squeeze through. And that's the portage. Wormingford. Yeah. Just need me to get in. Boat's no good about the engine driver. Oh. Right, let's see if we can't use this flow to our best advantage. Ah, fantastic. Oh, it's a bit choppy. It's a bit choppy. Right, let's power through the middle here, I think. So my current thinking is, you remember me saying when we was on the way up here, the first mill I encountered after Nayland is where I spent the night once before, on that bank. I'm actually jolly tempted to spend this tonight there as well. We have to see how many people are there. It was very busy when I was there last, but I suspect that won't be today. And that bit of bank is fairly well sheltered from the house, so I don't think anyone's going to see me. Amazon Prime! Oh, where we go? There's wind again. Like being in a wind tunnel. I'm sure you can't appreciate it from where you are. Probably sat on your bloody comfy chair, your sofa. The amount of pain I'm going through in the name of entertainment. And anyone who thinks that paddling a canoe, you don't use your legs, my thighs are burning me. Worse than when I'm on a bloody cycle ride. So I did say on the way up here, that's a fairly all over workout, and that is very true. But I'm really surprised at just how much my thighs are pumped. I think the important thing for tonight is I'm somewhere out of the wind. I was mostly out of the wind last night. I mean, obviously that's why I parked the canoe up where I did, because that was acting as a very good windbreak, but there was still a little bit of wind funneling in from the ends of the tarp. That tarp isn't really big enough for what I used it for, and it was particularly cold last night, so the underside of that tarp was quite wet. In fact, it was running, it was running with water. Oh, some little boy has lost his ball, so see if we can retrieve it for him. Oh, you lost your ball now. That's mine now. Oh, there you go. Catch. No worries, mate. Yeah, the smell of wood smoke is pretty strong. Hi. Even if I wanted to stop there for the night, I don't think there's any room. Not that I would want to be fair, it looks rather crowded to me. I'm at the first weir above Nayland. Doesn't seem to have a name for this on that board, but it'll have one on the map, so I'll find out what that is. Lovely spot though. Sun's now come out, which is quite nice. And I've got my canoe here, and I've just been there for about the last hour. I've made myself a coffee and I've had something to eat, and I've just been tidying things up and charging things. All been to the Nayland anchor from the campsite, so they've been going past. This is quite a nice little area, but I'm going to string it from that bowl there to this one. I'm going to string a hammock up across here, put the tarp up. Tree is obviously all shapes, but it looks fairly secure, so yeah, so I'm going to tuck myself down here. I'm going to drag the canoe down here when that's nearly dark and get set up, and I'm going to spend the night here. So that's the plan. I don't think anything's going to change, not now, so I'm just going to sit here now, enjoy the sun, listen to the water rushing over the weir, and then yeah, I guess in about another hour it'll be starting to get quite dark. Well, getting near dusk. Sun will be gone, I wouldn't have thought there'd be many people then, unless they're really hardcore. And they could be coming back in the dark, but if they are, I don't even think they'd see me down there. So, and if they do, it ain't the end of the world, is it? I don't think anyone paddleboarding or canoeing is going to bother me. So, right, there we are. That's camp all set up. Got my DD frontline multicam hammock, thermarest knee aware mattress in the bottom, my Outkit 400 sleeping bag, and a DD super light tarp over the top, which is the fairly small one. I think that's a 1.5 by 2.4, so just enough for the job. So yeah, that's bed for the night. Just got to hang around for a bit longer. The sun's nearly down, and I'll drag my canoe over here, and yeah, I'll be jumping into bed and getting a fairly good night's sleep, hopefully, listening to the backdrop of the waterfall. Be lovely. The waterfall is just over there, along with the setting sun. Smashing location, this. Really nice place. But yeah, nobody's been along now for well over half an hour, 45 minutes probably, since the last paddler went past. So I think that's probably it for tonight. So yeah, be a nice quiet night hopefully. See you tomorrow.